We gotta go mine. We gotta go mine. We gotta go mine!
Hello, YouTube. I'm Leo. This is D, and this is The Reconnaissance.
You didn't even let me introduce myself.
We're rushing.
Okay.
We just got back from seeing Gold. This is a movie about trying to find gold.
Yeah, I wouldn't give it a golden experience. Maybe like a bronze or a silver A grading.
Kenny Wells banks it all on Mike Acosta, the Spanish geologist, who has this theory that in Indonesia there's a ring of fire with tons of gold, and he does everything he can to, gather cash to throw it all into this, all one last effort. He's either gonna die finding gold in Indonesia, or he's just gonna die of malaria. The story basically bounces back and forth to the time that he's speaking with the FBI, to the past, where he's basically undergoing all these trials and tribulations trying to get the gold.
So this movie is based off of true events. I wouldn't say that it follows the history one by one, but it is based off of a gold scandal that happened in the early 90s. So you can look that up to check the historical facts.
But the reason you want to see this movie is A, there's a solid through line. The beginning matches the middle, matches the ending. There's nothing strange going on. You're compelled to see the slice of lifeness aspect to this guy. And B, McConaughey's acting is on point.
He makes for one good ugly mother. Let me tell you, he's done a lot of work to make sure he's ugly as. His teeth has changed. He gained weight. He had his own bald spot, and he plays the part. He plays this really gritty Southerner that sort of just doesn't really care about what goes on in his business, and he'll do whatever he wants. And he's extremely greedy.
Yeah, he's constantly drinking. He's in your face. They're not afraid to show him in his whitey tighties.
It's gross.
I don't know why they made a point to make it that it was whitey tighties, but they made it. There's even a conflict moment where he's in a jacuzzi. He's in conflict with this guy, and he just gets out of the jacuzzi just all bare, and he's like, "Yep,
that's how it's gonna be. Just me and my big." And accompanying his acting is the great visuals that are behind him. So they actually film part of this in Thailand, and it looks gorgeous. So some problems I have with this movie are that it's sort of flat in terms of like its energy, because this isn't like a typical action blockbuster where you have tons of things going on at once. Because this is such like a slice of life on this guy's like life, it's kind of hard for it to get the ups and downs of a normal cinematic experience. And for me, it feels like, when something big happens, it's like, oh, okay.
Right, it doesn't have that traditional story structure of, beginning, rising, action, climax, ending. It's more like, here's the real events of this guy. This is how it happened. You're moving along and something's in the way. Go around. Something else in the way. Go around. Something else in the way. Go around. And so you're sort of progressing with McConaughey's character.
One of the other things is that if you're not familiar with how finance and stocks work, you might be lost in the movie. Because a lot of that part in the second half is when the company goes live, and now they're talking about who owns the company and how they're going to sell it. And if you don't know anything about finance, you're like, what?
The strongest aspects for this movie are definitely A, his acting, and B, just like the through line. It's got a good beginning. You're interested in how it progresses, and then the ending is just perfect for this movie.
Yeah. Best ending.
Yeah, for sure. And it's hard to do that. Like most movies mess up the ending. So if you have a movie that nails it, it's perfect. So I give this about a 78.
Yeah, and I'd give it about a 75. That's about right. It's not necessarily the most compelling movie, but hey, it works. You go in, you watch it, you're going to be entertained.
It's a good movie. It's nothing amazing. You can watch this at home at your leisure and renting it, or you can see it in theaters. It's not something I'd avoid in theaters.
Yeah, I'd give it like a bronze medal instead of gold.
No boss, no deal.
You. Hey, D, do you know what we should do outside of liking and subscribing to this video?
What else?
Mystery box!
And I'm gonna pick gold. As in, Leo, this is just Jingle All the Way.
That is comedy gold,
I know,
sir.
we watched this movie 2 months ago. It's fine now.
Well, if you haven't seen us watch this movie, you should check it out. Arnold is very funny.